Yo, what is going on, you sea foam slurping sawswalk? Today, playing some games with Urshifu, giving it a try in the current Shadow Rider overrun meta, where being weak to Psychic is not the best thing in the world. But we're going to go ahead and give Urshifu VMAX a shot anyways. And the reason we're going to give it a shot and see if we can get some dubs is because we got the Moltres in here. So it's a Urshifu Moltres deck. I played against one of these on my stream on the ladder a couple days ago, and I was like, that seems pretty cool. Let's come up with a build. So this is what I came up with. I kept it pretty basic, so nothing too special in here. But yeah, ran into someone on the ladder playing it, and I was like, looks pretty cool. They're playing the Jirachi build as well. I've also ran into people playing the Inteleon build, but I was like, Jirachi seems a little bit better. I don't know, I like the idea of the Jirachi build more, so I decided to go with that. This is what I came up with, and we're gonna give it a shot, and we're gonna see how it goes. So Urshifu, of course, is one of the main attackers in here. You got the Gale Thrust, the G Max Rapid Flow, and then our secondary attacker or main attacker, if we're up against Calyrex, probably is gonna be that Moltres V. Of course, with the Aurora Burn, 190, you do 30 to yourself for Dark Colorless, and we got the Dire Flame Wings. Once in your turn, you may attach a dark energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. You can't use more than one Dire Flame Wings ability each turn. So we're Dark type. We self-accelerate the energy to the Moltres, and then we do damage with the Dire Flame Wings. And the way we find the energy, get the energy to the discard pile, we got some Viridian Forest in here. We played 6 Dark Energy, 4 Rapid Strike Energy, and then I played 1 Basic Fighting, because kind of why not? Because if we're going to play Viridian Forest, may as well play a Basic Fighting Energy, so we have more ways to find the energy for when we want to use Gale Thrust. Yeah, may as well have that Basic Fighting in there to help us out with that as well. And we got a couple energy switch in here, so we can pull off like a G-Max Rapid Flow out of nowhere. We can have like, a Dark Energy built up on a Moltres V, no other energy in play, and then we can go like Evolve to the VMAX, energy switch to Dark off, attach a Rapid Strike Energy, or even we could like use Dire Flame Wings in the same turn, get the energy on there, move it around. And then of course, we're a Jirachi build, so we got nets and switches to be able to utilize Stellar Wish quite a bit. We got some air balloons in here as well for some more mobility. We can move our Urshifu into the active through them, or move it to the bench. And like go into a Jirachi Stellar Wish and scoop up net Jirachi, stuff like that. And then we have Zigzagoon in here as the only other thing to utilize with Scoop Up Net. Like I said, I try to keep it just kind of straightforward as possible, so we don't have like Giratina or Mewtwo or anything like that in here right now. But of course, plenty of room to add more stuff later on. And the one card that I was definitely thinking about adding that I didn't add, but I might add, is the Telescopic Sight. So that's always a great tool card to utilize alongside Urshifu, especially now that we have Passimian in the format. So the Throwing Coach allows us to do 30 more damage to our opponent's bench Pokemon. And then you combo that with, the 120s that we're doing with the G-Max Rapid Flow. It gets the 150 plus the Telescopic Sight for plus 30. That gets up to that 180 number, which KO stuff like Crobat and Eldegoss and stuff like that. So I don't have it in here right now. We can still do like throw the Passimian plus Zigzagoon to KO Dedenes, or to clean up knockouts, like if we hit something with an Aurora Burn, like any tag team, and then we can clean it up later with that G-Max Rapid Flow if it's on the bench. So you can always pull off that combo. And then of course, usual suspects in the supporter slots: 4 Research, 3 Marnie, and 3 Boss. And usual suspects as well in the Pokemon Search category as well: 4 Calm, 4 Quick. And that's the list. Let's try it out. I played 0 games with the deck, so we're gonna do some learning here together. Let's see how it goes. All right, here we go. Getting into our first game. Our opening hand is absolute garbage, but we did open the Jirachi, which can hopefully get us out of this awkward looking hand. If we get like a Rapid Strike Energy down on an Urshifu, maybe, and then go from there. We are up against Calyrex. Did find the Quick Ball. I almost want to go like, because I do want to get like a Moltres in play. Yeah, I do want to get a Moltres in play. But if I can't get an energy on it, it doesn't really matter too much. I guess we kind of gotta go with the Urshifu here. And then go like attach. I could go switch Crobat for 5, but I think I'm just gonna pass instead. Yeah, we got the Urshifu set up with an energy, which is like okay, but it's like not really where we want to be, because we really just want to kind of set up the other stuff. The Moltres. The Moltres is like the big thing we want to set up in this matchup. There comes a Zapdos V for my opponents, and I really don't want to put now I really actually just don't want to put Crobat in play, because then it would just help my opponent to Zapdos here, and they had like a okay start, nothing too great. Another V comes down. Okay, but yeah, we really want to get some Moltres on. I could have been more aggressive there with like switch Crobat, maybe even try and find a Dene afterwards that I change, find Moltres, use its ability, even attach to it instead of attaching or setting up this at all. Yeah, there's some Moltres in play with an energy or with no energy doesn't really do anything. It's like the same thing as getting it the next turn, so getting it this turn really doesn't change anything. That's why I didn't Didn't really like go grab Moltres right now, but I guess I could have quick ball for Moltres, switch Crobat it, but then we don't have that. We have the Rapid Strike energy in hand as a card that's kind of stuck in hand, and then it would get like weird, I guess, from there. So doesn't sound great. So we didn't go with that. We went with this, and it's okay so far. I mean, we'll see what our opponent does. We don't really have to attack next turn. We could try and get down just 2 Moltres and have an energy on each of them, and that can kind of be our game plan next turn. We actually don't even need to attack next turn at all. We probably won't. We'll probably set up 2 Moltres, 1 with an energy each, and just gonna pass over to our opponent. We'll have the Urshifu set up as an option, of course, like 100 Furious Blows, or even evolving to the VMAX and hitting something like a Crobat or a Dedenne is always gonna be good. So if we always just get off a play like that, that's fine. We'll see. Top deck to Dark Energy, so I might just research here. I could switch Crobat, switch Crobat. Okay, I don't hate it. We do want to be kind of aggressive here with finding, like I said, the double Moltres. I mean, it didn't really do a whole ton for us. I am gonna Goon Ping the Zapdos so we can KO that with Moltres now. And then throw the Air Balloon on the Crobat, I think would be best. And then research, not Marnie. I almost played the Marnie there. We want to research though for sure. We didn't find a Moltres yet, or an out to one. There's the quick ball though, so we should be good now. That should be fine. And I almost want to get rid of the Rapid Strike energy here. Definitely don't want to put Viridian Force in play because my opponent does play Paths to the Peak that we saw. We don't know how many. Yeah, let's get rid of the Rapid Strike energy. Hit that Moltres. Use it, attach for turn. Use its ability, and then we're gonna go ahead and pass. Let my opponent have it. Yeah, I want to keep the researchers around if they like Marnie us and stuff. Like if they are playing a heavy Paths to the Peak build, we want a lot of draw supporters in the deck. So if they like Marnie this turn, another reason I want to keep this around. Want to play around Paths to the Peak, want to play around Paths to the Peak, or like them just kind of locking us out of stuff in general is why I want to keep this around. So we want to keep all this stuff around to try and stop my opponent from getting like too big of an advantage from if they are playing like the lock build, like the Trevnor, what's it called, but we want all this stuff around because it's very helpful to get out of those situations. And second Jirachi would have been really good because if they do go with like a Night Watch here, if they are playing the Trevnor build, that could get awkward. So we almost do want second Jirachi in play, but it looks like they're drawing pretty poorly here. So we definitely want to take advantage of that. Throw out the Viridian Forest. Enforce away this. Grab myself a Dark Energy. While away the Dark Energy, gonna go ahead and grab myself another Moltres because we really just want Moltres set up in this matchup, and then research. We're already out of basic energy though. We did prize double Dark Energy, so that's not great. But they have no energy set up, so I think we're surviving here. If I just go Dire Flame Wings, Retreat, Knockouts, I think we'll be okay. We could also just kind of chill and wait to boss KO a Calyrex, which I almost like just as much, to be honest. I do like that just as much, I feel like. Go with I could Strafe as well, I guess. Strafe into Jirachi, get 30 more damage here, so that way we can KO it with Urshifu plus a Goon Ping maybe instead. I would almost like that a little bit more. Then I guess I just don't want to Dire Flame. I should Dire Flame Wings though, but where should I do it is the question. I guess here makes the most sense. And then Strafe, yeah, Strafe for 30, and I'll just run to the Jirachi for the turn. I think this is fine. Maybe it's a little bit slow, like I could have got this KO, but I can also just chill and then boss KO a Calyrex VMAX, which is what I would rather do. I don't really want to KO a Zapdos with my Moltres. I could, and it's not that bad, but it's not like ideal at all. I would much rather KO something else. Oh, did they forget to use my Viridian Forest last turn? I'm pretty sure this was in play last turn. I'm pretty sure they just forgot to do this last turn. So yeah, I'd much rather get that Aurora Burn onto this Calyrex now that has energy. If they put any more energy here, if they put 2 energy somewhere else, just go chase that down instead of what's it called. So we'll see what happens from here. But yeah, that's definitely more prefer to do that. Maybe I should have split up my energy. The more I'm thinking about it, I should have split the energy 1-on-1, because we could end up in a situation where my opponent goes like house, bring up this, knock it out, and then I have no response to them going house, knock this out. So I should have split my energy up here for sure, actually. The more that I'm thinking about it here, definitely should split my energy. So they are a heavy path to the peak build. We said second path to the peak hit the discard pile, but it does hit the discard pile, not in play, so we don't have to worry about it yet. We do have this other Viridian Forest in our hand to be able to utilize as well to bump this one and so on. So not that big of a deal. Here comes another underworld door onto another Calyrex. They can still use this Calyrex to, we can still evolve this one to a VMAX and then draw some cards as well. But yeah, I am kind of scared of there it is, Gengar Mimikyu, kind of ruining my day here. And I should have split my energy on my Moltres here, for sure. Now they're gonna house, and then we're gonna be stuck, and then they can go attach boss, GX attack, knock out this Moltres, and I drew another Calm. So now I have 5 trainer cards in my hand, which means they can knock us out. So this Moltres goes down. If I had split my energy though, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but I didn't. So now it is that big of a deal, and I have 5 trainer cards, so they can knock out this Moltres this turn, and then we're gonna be in big trouble. We're gonna be in a bad spot. I shouldn't have done that though. I should have split the energy up, I think, there for sure. To help play around the house. I also I could have KO'd the Zapdos as well. Didn't feel great, but I guess if I KO Zapdos, they don't really have a good response to me KOing Zapdos. So, well, I guess they could have gone with Poltergeist. Theoretically, they could have got Poltergeist out and just Poltergeisted, and that would have actually been a pretty good response, but it's not like guaranteed that they even get that, to be honest. So it might have been just correct for me to knock out the Zapdos, take the prize cards. We would have got Poltergeisted then almost for sure, though, I feel like. And then we would have ended up in a spot. They have like Tool Scrapper and Tool Jammer. Then we would end up in a spot that would have been not so great as well, though. So, but now they can KO this Moltres, which puts us in a really bad spot. Although we can kind of Urshifu snipe the Zapdos and the Dedenne and set both those up to get Goonping knocked out. As long as our Persimion's in the deck, we could go for that, and that sets us up in a really good spot, actually. As long as Persimion's in the deck. We also need the VMAX as well this turn. We don't have either of those set up yet. They have 3, 6. They have a lot of energy set up on their bench right here, and are setting up more. Here comes a quick ball. Yeah, they're setting up a lot of energy here. I'm kind of scared. And they're getting our Mimikyu just setting out the deck. But yeah, we could go with that, because this would go 150 here, 150 here, and then they're both Goonpings away from getting knocked out. That would be pretty good. And I wouldn't even have to draw the prize cards immediately. I could actually wait, so that way I don't get reset stamp down to 2, even if I got the double nets immediately. So that's like another play to look at here for sure. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I top deck. We'll see what my opponent does. Now I'm kind of regretting getting rid of that Calm, though, because that Calm would give me the VMAX plus the what's it called. I could have got rid of, I mean, I liked all these cards in the hand so much. Probably could have got rid of the E-Switch, to be honest, because if they did have the boss, and they don't have the boss play here, so that is huge. No boss from my opponent, so that means our Moltres lives, which is absolutely massive, and might even just lead to the win here, to be honest. That whiff from my opponent is absolutely just huge. It's huge that my opponent whiffs there. Here comes the Poltergeist, but without the KO on one of the Moltres, I think we're going to be able to wrap this one up in like 2 turns. Knock out the active, then boss KO one of the Calyrex on the bench, and that'll be it. See, get rid of this so I can use this Dire Flame Wing to attach the Fighting Energy. And yeah, the Persimion's here. I had one of the VMAXs in the deck, so I could have played towards that. Didn't really think about it in the moment. And I loved all the cards in the hand, so I didn't really want to get rid of anything, to be honest, but should have played it that way. Okay, and a bunch of Jirachi to play around. Reset Stamp, Retreat, and just Dire Flame Wings for the knockout. And then we're just an attachment away here, or Dire Flame Wings. We're going to get 2 Dark Energy out of our prize, or we can get up to 2 Dark Energy out of our prize cards, but if not, they knock out our active. If they don't knock out our active, we probably just win. If they knock out our active, we have Dire Flame, or we have the, is it Dire Flame Wings? Yeah, Dire Flame Wings ability into the Aura Burn for the win. So we'll see. I guess they could knock us out with, no, Zapdos doesn't knock us out though. It only does 170. It does mean I can't attack again with Moltres, with this Moltres, unless I have a boss, because then I can win the game. It doesn't matter if I attack with this, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I guess it does do that, so that could be a little bit annoying, but we'll have to wait and see what our opponent actually has here for sure. Because yeah, they don't KO me. They only do 170. They could like boss KO Crobat, I guess, but then they leave this alive, which doesn't sound very good. So my opponent needs a little bit more than that, I think. So we're in still a pretty good spot, I feel like, overall. We're still in a pretty good spot here, even with this. I don't really think about them using Zapdos, but if they use Zapdos, they don't KO me, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't KO me. I can just retreat this, and I can still attack with this as well. Like if I attack with this and it knocks itself out, as long as my opponent doesn't win the game, and I win the game with that attack, then I win the game. So I mean, this also is like the pivot, so maybe they don't plan on attacking with this. They just end up in the active for now. They could still retreat and attack, of course. Nothing's stopping them from doing that. And here comes a Marnie. And actually, yeah, they're probably going to end up retreating to the Calyrex. Well, if they do that, though, they know they lose to this Moltres. So I guess they can't do that. Yeah, they probably can't do that, to be honest. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Double net is really good here. I can get into Jirachi a couple times and use a couple Stellar Wishes to help me get out of this. We know there's a Viridian Force and the boss on the bottom of the deck. And there's the Thunderous Kick. So they go with the Thunderous Kick, which, once again, doesn't do... It does do something, but, you know, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Don't have the boss. Don't need it this turn. I'm gonna go with the retreat to the Jirachi. Stellar Wish. Grab the boss. Now we have the boss. Dire Flame Wings. Net boss, and that will be game. And yeah, this is how you do it. This is what Urshifu has to look like for us to be able to keep up with these Shadow Riders. Of course, you can play the Jirachi GX and all that, but as soon as you run into like a path to the peak, they're still knocking you out anyways. So it's pretty rough out there for Urshifu right now, but when you got the Moltres in there that back you up, Moltres can kind of solo the Shadow Rider decks by itself, as you see in this one, and as we get that dub. Kind of stinks for Urshifu, though. It doesn't feel great to run the Moltres in there, but as long as Calyrex is this popular, you kind of got to do it. All right, here we go again. Our opening hand is a lacking draw support, but it's not bad. As long as our opponent doesn't like knock us out turn one, we have the Gmax Rapid Flow on our second turn. It looks like we're up against Rowlet, Alolan Executor, Mewtwo. That's what it looked like, which is not good for us because we are weak to Psychic, to be honest. That's not good for us. Not a good one for us. Gotta research for next turn. So now the hand got that much better. I don't really want to give them Viridian Force in case they need it. So then I'm just gonna go ahead, attach and pass. I could attach a Dark Energy instead of the Rapid Strike Energy. I'm trying to like think about like the consequences of one over the other. Definitely don't want to give them Viridian Forest. They ever remove my special energy? I don't think so, but I guess I just want to be safe. But I might want to actually end up with the Dark Energy on a Moltres next turn instead. And not really though, right? Do that anyways. I'm just gonna go ahead and attach this, and then pass over to my opponent and let them have it. Yeah, I mean, they can't donk us, so that's good. And as far as I can come up with, I don't think they can donk us. So we'll go with a Gmax Rapid Flow on the following turn, set up some stuff to be KO'd, and of course Malolana is really good for my opponent in those kind of situations, but hopefully they can't pull everything off. Here comes a Cherish Ball. Let's see what they grab. It is that Vileplume, which combos so well with the Mewtwo early on, that 2 energy attack. You need to find Mewtwo to go with it, of course, and it's in the hand, so they do need to discard it. I'm sure they have probably like a Guzman-Hala or something, and there is our favorite Pokemon to have to deal with. It's the Mewtwo. All right, this is gonna be fine, I hope. Guzman-Hala, yeah, so pretty good hand, opening hand for my opponent here. Gonna go ahead and grab themselves Capture Energy, I'm sure, or maybe even the Weak Guard. Well, the Weak Guard doesn't make a ton of sense. So Capture Energy, maybe a Stadium. Unfortunately for us, we won't be able to get Viridian Force in play, but fortunately for us, we do have a Dark Energy already in hand, so they're going with the Wondrous Labyrinth. We do have the Viridian Force to counter that immediately, though, so we're not too worried about that. So yeah, pretty good start for my opponent, but we have a pretty good follow-up here. We're just gonna do 120, 120. We just need to find a Moltres to get in play to use its ability, to have the potential to use Moltres on the following turn, to attack with it next turn. And we're just gonna hit the Mewtwo and hit the Rowlet Executor. We could possibly, if we top deck like Zigzagoon, KO, or even Quick Ball for Zigzagoon, we could go for the KO on the RillaBoom, but that would be, well, actually no, we couldn't. That's way more than I thought. For a second I thought it was like less than what it, but it's a lot. It's a lot, yeah. Don't listen to me. Urshifu. I'm gonna go ahead and Viridian this away. I think I'm gonna Crobat here because I think it's so important that we find, having a 2-prize in play doesn't hurt that much. It's so important. Wow, a lot of Rapid Strike energy. All right, get rid of 1. Grab Jirachi. Could possibly find Marnie to send this one back to the deck, and I think I'm gonna look for that here. Hold up. Stellar Wish. No Marnie. Found a Calm. I still like the Calm though, so we can go grab the Calm. We do lose another Rap. Oh my, it hurts. We still have 1 left though. We probably will only need 1 to close out the game from here. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt though. And we could grab Passimian, I guess, and hit the Mewtwo a little bit harder just in case they heal. Yeah, net this back up. Send up the Fu. Calm away the Jirachi. And I guess it will. I guess we are just kind of grabbing. I could just grab this, right? I think that seems fine. We definitely don't need 2 Moltres in play. Yeah. All right. I don't hate it. Go ahead and charge up with the Dire Flame Wings and research. Got a Jirachi to put in play, which is nice. Got another Moltres. We don't need to put it in play quite yet, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to G-Max Rapid Flow. Hit up both of the tag teams here. We got some options next turn. So they got some damage tag teams in play. So that's great for Moltres. 190 knocks out either of these. Also, 190 knocks out RillaBoom. So we could go after the RillaBoom. One thing that kind of stinks in this matchup for us as well. We're weak to Psychic with this. We're weak to Grasp with the Moltres as well. So we can't even really survive against the Rallo-Alone Executor. Which sucks. Like we just don't survive against any of my opponent's Pokemon very well. We're gonna try to. We're gonna try and make this work here, but we're definitely in a tough spot. It's just a tough matchup in general, I think. Yeah, this has to be a bad matchup. Like the more I'm thinking about it, the more we're playing through it. Like it gets worse and worse the more I think and see and feel about it. Here comes a capture from my opponent, but they might not have a very good hand here. Here's another Mewtwo though. It's still possible that they don't have a very good follow-up. But now they can go into this Mewtwo instead. They can go, you know, RillaBoom, Voltage Beat to this Mewtwo. I'm sure they're looking for a Dedenne. Oh, Rallo looks like maybe they have a Dedenne in hand actually. Dedenne change away the hand. They should probably RillaBoom first to the Mewtwo. So yeah, or Crobat, that works as well. They probably should RillaBoom first so they don't draw into those grass surges. So maybe they get punished here. They don't thin out the deck beforehand and then get punished one time, please. Please. We need this. Something that we really desperately need here is my opponent to get punished. Here comes the RillaBoom. Do they have a switch card? They have the Mallow and Lana. So this is where I feel like the matchup is just almost like over. Like it's so tough. I think the one play we can look for here though is as they get rid of our stadium, boss KO the RillaBoom and kind of hope that kind of slows them down enough that we can actually win this game. I think that's what I'm gonna go for. Boss KO RillaBoom. Hope it slows them down. Maybe they whiff energy. Maybe they whiff. Yeah, I don't know. Whiff stuff. So we need an energy for this now. Unfortunately, because they did just bump our Verdant Forest, which is really rude. We need like a boss here, I guess. Pretty good. Got the boss. Need an energy now, so we're gonna switch. Yeah, like I said, boss. Just hope this kind of slows him down. We need to Dede change. If the Dene could be prized, to be honest. I didn't check, so not gonna lie. Get rid of this. Dene's here. Good. Verdant Force, unfortunately. We were hoping our Verdant Force was kind of stuck. Didn't. I want Moltres or Urshifu. I guess I don't want Urshifu anytime soon. So Dede change. Please give me an energy. That's not the right energy. Do we just concede at this point? I kind of feel like we should probably just concede at this point. I mean, they don't just win, but they get enough energy in play where it won't matter anymore. Really hope like we knock this out, and then they couldn't get enough energy in play to take knockouts anymore, but I don't think it's going to go that way. So we're going to go ahead and hit the concede button on this one. It's looking too rough. We whiffed the energy. That's definitely a tough matchup. Thankfully, it's not a popular one, so we don't have to worry about it too often, and hopefully we don't see it again. All right, here we go again. Going first. Again. And hoping to get off a... Well, we want to just Urshifu to attach to here, to be honest. Got the Moltres in the hand as well, but we don't have... Don't have a way to discard the energy. I saw Psychic Energy there, so we're probably going to be going almost all in with Moltres in this one. Like our first game. We'll see, though. There's a Crobat. We might want to get pretty aggressive here. Could, like, Dede change, even. Yeah, I kind of do want to get more aggressive here. Let's see. We can go Quick Ball away. Doesn't really matter if we're going to Dede change. I don't know. This. That's not the Dede. That's the Dede. Okay. Bench the Moltres. And then, yeah, Dede change. Just get aggressive. Find an energy for the Moltres, I think, is the way to go here. There's an energy. There's a couple energy. There's a Verdant Force as well. Wow. What a draw. Kind of incredible. Kind of a good draw there. Literally have everything set up for like a boss on the second turn as well. I'm just gonna grab myself that Marnie for the following turn. Dire Flame Wings, and pass over to my opponent. We'll see what they got. But looking good so far. Loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Yeah, I got the turn 2, got the boss. I mean, Gengar Mimikyu is still a little bit of a annoyance, but we have the Viridian Force in place. So if they don't pump the stadium, we can use that to get rid of probably the switch. Because if we top deck the trainer card, they can actually hit us. And even if they just hit us for 200, it also means we can't just KO them back on the following turn. But we're set up pretty well here to be able to deal with Calyrex, man. This is it. Moltres really good against Calyrex VMAX. As you can tell from the first game and now this game, I mean, we are an Urshifu deck, but are we an Urshifu deck? We're an Urshifu Moltres deck, you know? Only like a 3-2 Urshifu, and then we got the 3 Moltres in here. So we're equal parts, equal parts Moltres, equal parts Urshifu, I guess. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But this game, insane hand for Urshifu, not Urshifu, for Moltres. Yeah, insane start so far for the Moltres. And we'll see if it's enough for us to win this one. But so far, so good. And we'll see how it goes from here. And they just conceded. Apparently, a Moltres with 2 energy. I mean, it's pretty scary. Like, Moltres with 2 energy, I don't know what their hand is. Probably not great. And they see that, and they see the Viridian Force in play. I got a Jirachi in my active to help, you know, find stuff on my turn. I would concede there if my hand was not very good. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, well, I've been here before. I don't really want to do this again. I'll just go to the next game, and we get a free dub. Okay. Here we go. Once again, our opponent wins the coin flip. That's fine, though. They can have that. They are going first, so that means we're going second. And our opening hand is quite bad. We lose a lot of switch cards here if we're going to have to day change, which we'll probably have to do because the hand is just no... We could do like something weird, like grab Jirachi, switch into it. A little bit weird, though. I don't know how well that would work. Maybe go with something like that depending on our top deck, though. We might go with something like that depending on what our top deck is. So we'll wait and see our top deck, I guess, and then kind of decide. Well, that could be like definitely a determining factor in what we want to do here. But it looks like a day change to me. It looks like a day change to me. But yeah, if we get like a Jirachi and stuff, it'd be bad to go that route. There's a Calm. So, I mean, we could go switch Jirachi, then net it. Okay, so I kind of like this. So we can get the Jirachi. I'm going to switch into it. Or Stellar Wish. And then we could always net Comet away for a Dedenne or a Crobat or whatever. Okay, grab the air balloon. Go ahead and net it. The Urshifu air balloon bench retreat this time. And do it again. All right, so there we got the research or the Marnie. I'm going to let the research here. I don't want to give my opponent plus more cards. And yeah, I want to see some more stuff. Let's get it. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oof. Ugh. What a gross hand. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. I almost want to actually switch to the Passimian. I don't think the Passimian will be very good in this matchup, and I kind of want to keep my Stellars around, so we're going to run to Passimian. They can have Passimian. I don't really like him anyways, so go ahead. No Moltres was really the biggest hit here, I think. A Moltres would have been very nice to start accelerating that energy into play. So whiffing Moltres here. If we just had the Moltres, that would have made this turn a lot better. But yeah, we didn't really get much done after that research besides losing our second E-switch on the next turn. We're going to be down 3 switch. Just like not a lot of switch cards left. But yeah, so that would have been the big thing, I think. Just get a Moltres, just get an energy in play. Start using that because next turn we research, we get rid of this dark energy. We accelerate that with Moltres. Yeah. But, I mean, here we are. We'll see what we can do still. The game is not over or anything. And if they don't get their Mew down, but leave a couple Cinccino's in play, we can do a good old G-Max Rapid Flow, remove their draw support. Here comes their Calyrex. They did have the Melanie for turn, so we're not afraid of boss or anything. Never really were. That's fine. And yeah, here comes that Bucket. And yeah, they can knock on my active pretty easily. They do have to discard 1 energy, I guess, with the Max Lance, but not too big of a deal for them, I don't think. It's close. Yeah. So then we can go with the G-Max Rapid Flow. We can knock out Cinccino and then put some damage on their active, probably on our following turn. We'll Stellar Wish first. We'll send up our Jirachi, Stellar Wish, see what our top deck is. See how it interacts with our, what's it called? I'm kind of go from there. There's the Mew though, so we're not doing what I just said we're doing. Not doing that at all. Don't get rid of that idea. Now it's looking a little bit rough for sure. Now this is not looking good at all. I don't like this. This is not good. Okay, that's a good top deck, though. If I had to pick a good top deck, that would be one of them. A Stellar Wish, a Calm, and a Net. No Quick Ball, which is what I was really hoping for here. Actually, neither of these are very good. We could grab the Net to go Net Jirachi, retreat into it, And once again, try and find a quick ball because I really want this Moltres. There we go. Quick ball. Really want the Moltres. Let's get that. Oh, with the Dark Energy. Grab the Moltres. We did prize 2 Moltres, so that is one of the reasons it was hard to find, I think. And now I could... No, I guess we don't want to do that. I was going to say I could E-switch. I could E-switch the energy off the Urshifu to the Moltres. I probably should do that, actually. I want to switch into the Moltres now, though, because there's a higher chance I attack with Moltres this turn than the Urshifu, to be honest. But I only have 1 Moltres, so I want to try and get as much value out of his ability as possible, I feel like. For the Energy Excel, we got the Rapid Strike energy. We're always getting the Rapid Strike energy. We don't whiff here. And Gale Thrust for $150. Yeah, we're set up. We can retreat to Moltres next turn, take the knockout. We have to get through another VMAX after that, which will be tough. And if they play any kind of healing, it gets that much harder as well. So we're hoping they don't play any kind of healing. But if they do, I'm gonna have to deal with that. That's also hard. Yeah, it'll be tough. We'll see. They don't one-hit KO us, which is very nice, of course. They don't one-hit KO my active. Here comes that Path to the Peak. But we still have 2. I think we did prize a Viridian Forest when I searched through my deck there. We still have 2 of them in there, though. So we just need to find one of those, or just an energy. And hey, double Viridian Forest, I'm not complaining. Well, I don't want 2 of them in my hand, though, to be honest. Maybe I'm complaining a little bit because I don't want 2 of them in my hand because that's 1 too many. We don't need 2 on this turn to bump a 1 Path to the Peak. We only need 1 for that. So to be honest, I don't love the second Viridian Force in the hand. Not a huge fan of that. Could definitely do without. It is here though, so we're gonna go ahead and utilize it. Maybe by just waiting a turn. Yeah, we might just wait a turn. Might just put this in play. Yeah, we might just wait a turn. We might go ahead and wait a turn because I am scared of the potential of another. Then again, like I do want to get something else to attach to on this turn. That's why I want to research. But then I only have, well, I guess we're drawing 3 prize cards. We might be able to find. Awkward. Awkward indeed. I'm gonna do this while I'm thinking. I kind of want to research and attach to like an Urshifu. I would love to attach to another Moltres, but we did prize those. So attaching to an Urshifu wouldn't be bad. And getting an Urshifu down also seems like a big deal as well. All right, I guess we're gonna go ahead and research then. And we whiffed. We did get the energy. We did get that, but that is not what we're looking for. Looking for the Urshifu or Quick Ball or Calm or one of those things. So gonna have to settle for not having that, I guess. Just gonna have to go retreat and hit with the Moltres. But this does not set us up in a super good situation, I don't think, at all. Could go and preemptively attach to this Jirachi to potentially hard retreat it instead of. Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw out a second Jirachi as well. Yeah, we might need to like retreat hard retreat and says yes. So attacking with second Moltres here was definitely ideal because they're down to after this KO they'll be down to 3 prize cards, which means if they we did get the Viridian Force there, which is nice. Which means if they just KO this, they just win the game. And this does have only 260 HP left, so they get the Zigzagoon involved alongside that. Zigzagoon involved alongside the the 250 hit, and then we're kind of just in trouble. Now they do need to get rid of double energy here to get this knockout. And to be honest, actually having Viridian Force in play here is a little bit of a hindrance potentially because my opponent can struggle to find energy sometimes. The Calyrex, the Ice Rider Cincino build can struggle to find the energy at the end of the game sometimes because like they only play so many, and they're trying to attach each turn and so on. So they can whiff energy in the mid game, at the end game, here, there, wherever. They can start to whiff the energy. So I mean, we'll see if they get it or not, but yeah, it's definitely possible they whiff. There's the path, so I don't have to replace this path, but I probably will because I really want to use the ability of the Moltres. They're actually just going with that Glacial Lance here, which is really smart play for my opponent. Actually, just go with the Glacial Lance, get the knockout. Yeah, smart play for my opponent here. Then we can't win on our turn at all. I could go Boss KO Mew, but if I go Boss KO Mew, then they just need VMAX energy. Maybe they just can't find the... Oh, Zigzagoon is discarded. Hold up. I didn't see that. I did not see that at all. So we have 260 here. Zigzagoon's gone. They can max out at 250 unless they got something weird. They could have some. They could have something weird. But if they don't, all right, I think we're gonna go for it. Boss the Shmew. That's why I attached here as well, so I can like make that hard retreat play. Throw this here. Treat. Gale Thrust, I guess, and then just, I mean, I don't even really want to place their Path to the Peak because they could, yeah, I mean, they could want to use the Dene this turn, right? And if I keep the Path to the Peak in play, maybe they can't Dene change and find, I don't know, maybe they play Ordinary Rod, but yeah, we got 260 HP. The VMAX caps at 250. Like I said, Ordinary Rod for Goon, second Goon. I doubt they play 2 Goon. That would be a little bit weird. They got rid of their Marsh Shadow, so that's it. Peak is stuck. Net the Cinccino's out of play is a play they could make. I didn't really think about that. Netting the Cinccino's out of play, I should have thought of that. They could just net those out of play, which they end up doing. And now that kind of puts me in an awkward spot, to be honest. So if I had benched the Moltres, so I should have gone Viridian Forest, bench Moltres, charge up to Moltres, even actually attach to Moltres. That way on this turn, if my opponent does go that, net Cinccino, which they do, then I can just go hit with Moltres, Marnie, hope they don't have Boss to KO my Urshifu on the next turn. If they don't, we're in a good spot. If they do, we're in a bad spot. They probably should have discarded 1 energy when they hit this thing earlier. So mistake on my part. I didn't think about netting the Cinccino. So smart play from my opponent. Mistake from me to not realize that they had an option like that. Here comes that Path to the, or Ride of the High King. So now we're in trouble. Now we're in big trouble. Big trouble. Get rid of this. Find a Moltres, or maybe I should just find the other Urshifu at this point, to be honest. Find the other Urshifu. We have plenty of Rapid Strike energy left. Retreat, Stellar Wish, find the Marnie, bench, net this Jirachi, send up this Jirachi, quick ball this Jirachi, grab a Moltres, bench the Moltres. We need a Rapid Strike energy here. And then we need to attack with this. So I'm gonna go here, Marnie, Rapid Strike. Okay, so we're just short a VMAX, and we only have 1 comm left though. So let's get that comm real fast. Nope, got the Viridian Force so we can Crobat next turn, but I'm not gonna put it in play this turn because I don't want my opponent to be able to do whatever. So if my opponent has Boss, they win. Or if they also have Boss on the following turn, they would win. So my opponent's in a pretty good spot, if I do say so myself. Yeah, pretty good spot for my opponent. Let's see if they've got it though. They got it. So even if I had attacked with Moltres this turn by setting up the Viridian Forest play, they had the Boss anyways. But that's what I should have gone for. I should have gone for last turn, put the Viridian Forest in play, set up the Moltres this turn. I could go hit with Moltres. Don't even put the energy there, put on the Moltres. I just thought I had him locked up with the KO Mew, and then I was like, oh, KO your double Cinccino's next turn. And then Scuba Net happened. But if we make mistakes, we learn from them. That's it, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace.